walking and talking with my mind set on Jesus, walking and talking with my mind set on Jesus, walking and talking with my mind set on Jesus. Hallelujah, 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 walking and talking with my mind. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. That's the other song I like to sing when walking down the street. And God's been blessing me lately. I want to share that. I want to talk about that. I was watching an interview with Al Pacino many months ago, and I don't know if he's religious, but he said something very interesting. And he talked about someone asked him about, he's being interviewed, and they said, and he's a room full of acting students, and they said, how do you prepare for an acting role? How do you do it? And he said, I heard Michelangelo said this, and I don't know that Michelangelo was religious. I know he painted the Sistine Chapel, etc., but I also heard, and they tend to do that, any great man they tend to say a lot of negative things about. But I heard a lot of negative things about Michelangelo. So I never thought about it, but I just kind of assumed he was not Christian or anything. But anyway, Al Pacino said that Michelangelo had a prayer, and it's only like one sentence. He says, Lord, get me out of the way so you can do your work through me. And when I heard that, I went, whoa, man, that was about 4 or 5 months ago. And I say that to myself throughout the day. Every day. I'm pretty sure a day has not went by that multiple times I don't say that. I do my morning prayers, my evening prayers, my during the day prayers, and this as I'm walking down the street. And I find myself including that very often. I really feel, actually my buddy Martin mentioned this. He used to call it it probably still does, a yielded vessel. To be a yielded vessel for the Lord. And I never knew what that meant. But when, let's say a great actor like Al Pacino, let's say he does that. Michelangelo, arguably the greatest artist ever, he did that. My buddy Martin, who's incredibly into Jesus, God, living the way you're supposed to live, having the Holy Spirit work through him. I could tell a lot of inspirational stories about Martin and how he's really impressive how he has the Holy Spirit working through him and how he is a yielded vessel. And it all started clicking for me maybe, again, 4 or 5 months ago. And I've been doing it a lot ever since.